My name is Jen, and I am on a journey in order to break free from the destructive patterns of disordered eating and in order to embrace a nourishing lifestyle. My roadmap can be described using an acronym of the word Nourisher. So I'm doing daily video blog posts in order to encourage you, equip you, and keep you up to date on my progress. If this content is helpful or encouraging to you, please consider subscribing, hitting that like button, and sharing with others. It is my deep desire that these videos would help to ignite nourishing transformations in us all. Hey, welcome to my Nourisher Check In. It is evening where I am, and you know that what I've been trying to do is film during the day. When I started this Nourisher journey, I would film at night to reflect on my day, but what would happen is I would get all wound up and get a second wind, and then I couldn't sleep. And I am learning so much about how critical sleep is to help our bodies repair, for our mental health, for our cognition, to help fight cravings and to decrease cravings, and on and on and on. So I made some adjustments and started filming during the day. So why am I here at night? Good question. I'm here at night because I just am laughing at an experience I had that I just really wanted to share with you. So yesterday, if you remember, if you watched that post, you know that yesterday was a day when it was just me and a whole bunch of kids. And I was just noticing so many feelings that I was feeling. And there was this great clip by Dr. Gabor Mate. It was on parenting that I had listened to during the week that was talking about how critical it is that we learn. He was talking about specifically parenting, so with children, but I think it can be for anybody, how critical it is that we learn how to invite people to just exist in our presence and welcome them into our presence, and how to be at rest in the presence of other people, and how to make people feel delighted in our presence. And this was such a challenge for me because here I was just like, I'm just, maybe that's my check-in. Notice my emotions. It's not really an emotion, but I notice I'm so rigid. Like I'm so black and white and so rigid. I'm just like, but I can't do that until I've done the dishes, and I really want to play with you, but I need to do this first, and we need to be gone by this time, and et cetera, et cetera. And I just feel really rigid, and I feel like that really comes out with children. Oh, don't play with that and do this, and rigid. So anyway, yesterday I had that experience. Well, guess what? Today I had the exact same experience where it was just me and a whole bunch of kids like all day. And then in the afternoon, my husband went out with a friend, and he called and he said, hey, I would really like, we're having an important conversation. I'd really like to continue on the discussion with my friend through supper, but his wife's not feeling well. So would it be possible for you to have our kids and her kids? So I was like, all right, more opportunity to practice how to be and how to be at rest in the presence of children, or people for that matter, but in this case, it's particularly hard for me with children, and how to exude to them and how to communicate to them that they are delightful, in my belief, that I believe that they are fearfully and wonderfully made by God, and that I want them to feel, welcomed in my presence. So here I had more and more practice time on this one today, which I thought was just so funny. Oh, I got mail. So what in terms of opening up to others, because I was with kids all day, I didn't have a huge opportunity to maybe open up to others, but a little bit more open others up and open up for others. So to open others up, it was just, again, that gift of curiosity. I just think that curiosity is such an incredible gift that we can give each other. And so I just loved being able to ask these kids all these questions about themselves, and particularly questions about them and what do they like and what are their preferences and what are they into, what are they passionate about. When we first got married, my husband tells me this, I didn't really have an opinion about anything. And, that's, people who know me, you think, well, that's not really true because, academically, I had lots of opinions and at work. But when it came to the relationships that were closest to me, my husband would ask, like, where do you want to go for supper? And well, where would you like to go for supper? Was always my answer. I just didn't have opinions that I felt mattered, especially not in comparison to other people's opinions, you know? And so to get to talk to these kids and help them to develop a sense of self by being really curious about who they were was just really, really fun. Also, I had the opportunity to open up for others in that I had the opportunity to share some of my own personal stories and experiences with these kids to help them not feel so alone in the different things that they're learning about or the different things that they're experiencing in life, for me to be able to say, oh yeah, well, I did the same thing, or I've done that too. And to watch these kids go, really? You did? Yeah, I did. Was also really wonderful. So understanding the cycle again, I did notice that kind of like yesterday, I did have a radar where I always knew where all the food was today, but by God's grace did not succumb to binges and did not overly restrict. I was able to have all my regular, meals and snacks today, and yeah, was able to stay off of the cycle wheel, which I'm so grateful for. Rewiring my brain. So here I am trying to communicate to kids, but basically not like looking at them and saying, you are delightful, although I do that with my own kids. But I thought, other kids that aren't like family, they might feel a little bit weird if I'm, saying that to them. So what I was trying to do today is something that we've been trying to learn in my journey group, which is the Thursday kind of small group or learning group that I am in. And it's called telling nonverbal stories. So telling nonverbal stories is basically, you can practice this by like playing charades. My husband and I did this once, and it was so funny. We had this list of different emotions, and we had to act out without using any words what that emotion looks like, or how we look when we experience that emotion. And for shame, I was looking away and sullen face and avoiding eye contact. And for anger, well, maybe my anger didn't look so explosive, but I was trying to act that out, or acting out joy and acting out. And so my husband went to act out these things, and almost every emotion looked identical. And I thought, oh, that's why I can't figure out what you're feeling. So, but we can learn how to help our faces match what our hearts are feeling, what emotions we're feeling, or what we're wanting to convey, by practicing telling nonverbal stories. Because actually, often people find that what their face is saying and what they're portraying, or what they're kind of saying nonverbally, don't match. I teach a course at a university on on effective workplace communications. And one of the things that I always tell people is, please make sure you get your eyes checked, because you don't notice that, you're going like this in a meeting. And what are people assuming? People are assuming that nonverbally you're communicating like you have no idea what you're talking about, or I'm angry or disagree, when really you just can't see, right? So I think we give a lot of messages nonverbally that we don't intend to. So today I was trying to be aware of my face and aware of my body, and what am I communicating with these kids, even though it's hard for me to just be and to leave the dishes. No, I did all the dishes, and I wiped all the table and scurried around while they did their things. But when I am interacting with them, how can I do so in a way that is exuding warmth to them? So that was a good practice to help rewire my brain today. I mentioned that insulin-friendly eating went well today, and it did. I mentioned that a friend put me onto a new dietitian, a Canadian-based dietitian by the name of Abbey Sharp. She has a great website and blog and YouTube videos, wonderful videos, called Abby's Kitchen, and I just highly recommend it. And this is a video about eating disorder recovery, and I'm going to put down below this video of hers that actually talks about weight loss tips, which, like, that sounds like a really foolish thing to give for people who are in eating disorder recovery, but she totally gets it. She has dealt with, gone through her own journey of eating disorder recovery, and all the tips that she gives in this one video, I find it has kind of nothing to do with weight loss necessarily, but everything to do with maintaining a healthy relationship with food and making just really wonderful, healthy choices. So I'll put it below. Would love to hear what you think about it. And I just really appreciate the one tip that she gave that I mentioned the other day was rather than thinking about what you're taking away and kind of having that idea of scarcity that then makes you kind of, I can only have this scarcity for so long, and then you snap and binge like crazy on all the foods, all the forbidden fruits. But instead, think about abundance and think about what can you be adding in. That was so good today. And today I just realized like I haven't been eating spinach recently. I can add in spinach. So that's what I added in today was spinach. That was good. I always think of lettuce, but I don't often, I think because my kids don't love spinach. So, but I added in spinach today and that felt like a healthy addition. Sleep, I'm on my way there. I went fine last night, a little bit short, but was sweet. And exercise again today was just a really wonderful, moving, just natural moving day. Not, I didn't have to go for a specific walk or anything like that, but just playing with the kids and out and about, and that was really rewarding. And for my reward today is, I think, this idea of being able to give the gift of curiosity. I'm so grateful as I reflect on the people who have been curious about me to help me be curious about myself. And I am so thankful for those seeds that have been planted and for the fruit that curiosity can reap in really bonding relationships and in helping us go on healing journeys individually and together as a community. So I'm already looking forward to checking in with you tomorrow, and I thank you so much for being a part of my journey. Bye for now.